Yes, good morning and good evening. I hope you are able to hear me. Can anyone please confirm? Respondent chat box, able to hear me? Okay, perfect. So till last session, what we have seen is we have come across the different activities in order to move the data, and in order to control it, we have come across if condition activity and filter activity and get metadata activity to get the details of the file system, and we have seen. So from now on, we are going to talk about there is one more activity, that is a data flow activity. So data flow activity is going to talk to the data. So till now we have seen just ingestion, data ingestion, and the second phase of transformation or second phase of activities as part of a data factory is the data flow. So we can directly touch the data. We can save the data with the help of data flow. So data flow is used to transform the data based on the business requirement. So if your data source may be file system, mostly when you go for the data flow, 100% your data source is Azure Data Storage. 100% you need to have your data source will be Azure Data Storage. At the same time, try to keep that in the Parquet file. Okay, so Parquet file is recommended, and you may have a JSON file also if you have a requirement. But mostly I came across this two set of files in my experience, because they will improve the performance. They are lightweighted files, and we already seen why we need to go for Parquet file. So I wanted to talk few things about the data flow here. A data flow activity is used to read the data from various data sources. So data flow activity, when you go for a data move and transform, we have two activities. One is copy data activity, that is for just ingestion, and second is data flow activity to save the data as per your business requirement. So we can read the data from the various data sources, but recommended to take the data from the ADLS. Okay, so and then once you read the data, we can apply the transformation with various transformations, and finally we are going to load the data into the target. That means we can do ETL processing with the help of your data flow. So when you use this data flow activity, when you use the data flow activity, 100% is there should be a source and sink. So data flow allows you to specify source and allows you to specify sink. In between your source and sink, we are going to use the transformations. We need to specify what is your source, and we need to specify what is your destination. And in between that, we can use the transformations. Whatever the transformations you want, you can use the transformations. Okay, so if you want to use the data flow activity as part of your pipeline, at the time of development, you need to make sure to start data flow debug engine. So data flow debug engine is required. So behind the scene, Spark cluster will run when you use the data flow. Okay, so I'll talk about what is a Spark cluster later. At the time of Azure Databricks, I'm going to talk about it. But here, just imagine some compute is required in order to run the data flow. Okay, in order to run the data flow, we required some compute. At the time of development also we require, that is data flow debug. If you don't have a data flow debug compute, then you cannot develop the data flow. So to design the data flow, we need to make sure to have it in up and running. So I told you it is going to take a source. Okay, so let me go for a data factory and I'll show you how exactly it is going to be there, so that we will be having an idea. So I'm already having a data store here, data source. I mean to say Bhaskar ADLS Gen 2. Let's add a directory called input directory. I'm taking, and I'm just taking a directory called output directory also. So I'm not keeping the data at this point of time. I'll come back and keep it. Let's go to the data factory. It's a brand new data factory. I'm not having anything in this place. I think I have a link services. Let me remove all of them. Just feel this is brand new data factory. Even I'm taking out this integration runtime. It's a brand new data factory. Okay. So when you use the data flow, we don't recommend to read the data from the on-prem systems. Only if the data is landed in the Azure storages, then only it is recommended to go for data flow because performance and all. Now, I wanted to create a data flow. You can see here. We have seen the data sets, right? In the same way, we have a data flows. Here, we have to choose a new data flow. Hit on new data flow. The name of the data flow, I'm just going to give a df underscore. I'm just going to do data movement without doing any transformation. Move data without transformation. So without the transformation, if you know the same to same is going to be repeated for every place. So how we can define the source and how we can define the target that I'm just showing here. Okay, so when I create it, data flow is created, but you can see there is a data flow debug. You have to switch on this. If you switch on, then only you can see the data from the data source. Okay, so let's make it switch on. Okay, so once you complete your practice, make sure to stop this data flow debug engine. If you don't stop it, means if you switch on, you can say debug time is for 1 hour. Debug time is for 1 hour. So it is going to be available for 1 hour if you stop. So that means you did practice 2 hours and you decided to stop and you went for outside or something like that. But you have to pay for 3 hours. You used for 2 hours, but one more hour is going to be live. You are not using, but still you have to pay it. So after 1 hour only, it is going to be terminated. Okay, so to avoid it, it is always recommended to stop this data flow debug when you practice with the data flow. So otherwise, unnecessarily, you are going to make a charge. Okay, so even $1 or $2 will be there for 1 hour. Okay, so it's little more cost when you compare with other activities. Okay, so data flow is expensive because we are dealing with the data. So that's fine. And just leave it as it is. The default compute size is small. And I'm just going to say hit OK. Let's wait for some time. It is going to be, it takes some time. By the time, let me upload a file here. Employee.csv file. So let it run, and we can also create a link service as we are not having the link service. Plus new Azure Data Lake Storage Center link service underscore ADLS underscore Bhaskar ADLS Gen2. Let's take the subscription, storage account, make a test connection, hit on create. This is going on. So using this free subscription, even free subscription will be having some amount, right? So some credit will be there, that will be deducted. Okay, only thing is it is not going to take from your packet. So to utilize that free credit amount for a month, you can stop this data flow before stopping your practice. Now your data flow debug is on. I wanted to specify the source. When I go for source, we have a add source here. Let me add, and you can specify what is the output stream name. So I'm just saying SRC employee. I wanted to take the data from the employee. I'm just giving output stream name as SRC employee. There are two different types of source types when you read the data from the source. When you read the data from the source, I have two different types here. You can see data set, and as well as I have one more option called inline. You can see it. So source, it is used to specify the source data. There are two different types of source types. One is data set, another is inline. If the data set is getting used multiple times, when we can go for this data set is, if I have some data and this data is getting used in multiple data flows, in multiple places. So if that is the case, then we can create a data set for that. So one time you can create and you can reuse multiple times. So that is what I'm saying here. If the data set is getting used multiple times, then create a data set. If it is getting used multiple times, then create a data set. And there is an inline. If the data set is getting used only one time, I'm taking 1 or 2 times, that's fine. Then no need to create a data set. We can use inline. We don't require to create a data set. We can go and use this inline. Now I'm going to use this employee data set in different places. Okay, so because of that reason, I'm going to create a data set. So that you know already, let me close this. I'll come back to here. I'm just going back to the data sets here. Hit on here, a new data set, Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. I wanted to reuse this data set multiple times. Then you can go for this. DS underscore data files underscore input underscore employee. Let's take a link service and browse the file. So first as a header, I don't want to import the schema from here. I'll import the schema from the data flow. Let's hit OK. That's all. The data set is ready. Let's go back to your data flow. Hit on the settings and data set name is going to show you here. You can choose the data set. And once you choose the data set, just go to the options. If you have anything here, you can specify. I'm not having anything. Just leave it as this. Let's go to the projection. I wanted to import the schema. Let's import projection because you're dealing with the data means you need to have a column names. If you don't have the column names, then you cannot do anything. So we need to have a schema. For that reason, I'm just going to import the projection. And data types also is going to be assigned automatically by Data Factory itself. If at all, if any of the column is not having appropriate data type, then you can specify your data type also. What happened? Yeah, you can see it. Employee number is short data type. Employee name is fine. Job is fine. MGR, it is a number data type. So I just wanted to take this as a short data type. Same like your employee number, manager number also same. Hire date automatically captured as a date. Salary is a double fine. Commission is also currency, right? So I just wanted to take a double. So if at all, if data type is not appropriate, then you can change the data type accordingly. So this is the schema. This is the columns and data types we're getting. Let's close this. It is going to display the data because we have a data flow debug so that we can view how data is displaying and how data types are getting. All those things we can have a look on it. You can see it. All the data types are perfect. So my requirement is I wanted to move the data from the data source to target without transformation. Without transformation, I wanted to do it. So then target is also required, right? The target, I'm just going to add. The target, I'm going to take a sync. Let me take a sync. We have to create a sync also here. Okay, so sync I'm having, let's say sync employee. I have a data set inline and caching. So same to same as your source data set. Okay, so if you're getting used only one time or 2 times, then you can go for inline. If it is getting used, if your target is multiple times is getting used, then you can go for data set. So let me take a inline. I wanted to take a inline for the data set. Now inline data set type we need to choose. So these are all the inline data types, data set types. You can see here file formats, Avro is there, model, delimited, JSON, ORC. There are many things out there. Okay, so I wanted to take a delimited text. Okay, so basically I used to take it as a Parquet file because if I take a Parquet, then I cannot show what is there inside the Parquet file. So to show the data, I'm just going to take as a delimited text. Okay, so otherwise recommended to take a Parquet file. I'll take in some places, but at this point of time, I wanted to take only a delimited text, but recommended is Parquet. Let's take a link service. We already taken link service. Link service is same. And I don't need to skip any line count here. And let's go to the settings. You have to browse. You have to browse the path. Let's take a browse. Take a data files. Your output folder. So inside the output folder, I'm going to create a folder called employee. Inside the output folder, I wanted to create a folder called employee. So everything I'm just going to leave it as it is default, and quote characters is double quote is there. I wanted to just keep no quote characters and first row as header. Only this first row as a header as it is taken as a delimited text file. As it is taken as a delimited text file, we have to specify first row as a header. That's fine. I'm not giving the file name. I'm not going to give the file name. I'm just giving the folder name here. Let's close this. So I'm not looking into the mapping because the mapping of the columns is very similar. So if you want to see what is the mapping of this column, then you can go for, if you uncheck this, then it is going to show the mapping of these columns. They are automatic because same naming standard is there. If the naming standard is different, then it is going to ask you to map from your side. Let's close this. And if you want to run this data flow, to run the data flow, you need to have a pipeline. You cannot run it directly here. This is a data flow debug to see how data is flowing and for development purpose. In order to run it, you need to have a pipeline. I'm just going to create a new pipeline. The name of the pipeline is PL underscore move data without transformation. So you can see here, move and transform. We have two activities, right? Till now we have seen, till last session we have seen your copy data activity. Now I'm just going to take the data flow. So this is as it is coming. However, the source is there, more or less same, the destination also is having it. But when you see here the diagram, the icon of this, it is getting saved from the cube to triangle, right? That means that indicates data is getting changed. Let's take a drag and drop into the design surface. And here we need to call your pipe. You need to call your data flow. Let's take a data flow. The name of the data flow is df move data without transformation. That's all. So compute size automatically it is going to be taken. You don't need to worry about it. And I wanted to run this. Let me debug. And it's completed. Let's go and see your target output. Inside output, your employee file is employee folder is created. Inside employee folder, you can see your data here. So it is going to be part 5. Okay. And if you go and see the data here inside this file, you can have a data without having any transformation. I just move the data. So just for validation purpose, I'm just taking the CSV file, but recommended to have a what is that? A Parquet file format. Okay, let's go back to here. The very first transformation I'm going to talk about is filter transformation. Filter activity is different. Filter transformation is different. Filter activity talks with only metadata, a data about data. Metadata means the structure of the data. But when it comes to the filter transformation, it talks to the data. Okay, so if you want to restrict the data based on the condition, then we are going to use a filter transformation. It is used to restrict the data based on condition. It is used to restrict the data based on condition. Every condition returns either true or false. So when there is a condition, not only in Data Factory, wherever it is, when there is a condition always returns either true or false. So when it is going to return true is if the condition is succeeded, then your condition is when the condition is succeeded, your filter transformation is going to return true. Else it is going to return false. So what happens if the condition is succeeded is then it returns true. So if it is returns true, then we can get those records out of your filter transformation. And if the condition is not satisfied, it returns false. So because of that reason, we don't get the records. It is going to be filtered. So whatever is not required, that is going to be filtered out. Whatever it is required, that will come out of the filter transformation. So your filter transformation is equivalent to where class. We already talked in SQL Server. What is the where class? So where class is used to restrict the data based on the condition in SQL. So it is a similar. Your filter transformation is similar to that. Okay, so if you wanted to join multiple conditions, let's say for example, I have a condition 1 and I have a condition 2. If I wanted to join the multiple conditions, if you want to join the multiple conditions, we can use either logical OR operator or logical AND operator. Logical OR operator or logical AND operator. In SQL, we are going to use the same, but when it comes to Data Factory, we are going to use logical OR means 2 pipelines and logical AND means 2 ampersands. So logical AND and logical OR. Okay, so it may be single or multiple. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, so in different places, it is having different. So I used to get confusion here. So in some places, you'll be having a symbols, and some places you'll be having a text here. Okay, so to join the multiple conditions, we have to use logical operators, either logical OR operator or logical AND operator. I talked about these logical operators as part of the SQL. Just have a look on the SQL sessions. And when you use this filter transformation, we need to write the conditions, right? As I said, the filter transformation is going to ask you to write a condition. So condition means what? Expression. We are going to write the expressions. In order to write the expressions, we can use the operators like your arithmetic operators or comparison operators and logical operators. Apart from that, you can also going to use the functions and columns. So we came across few of the functions at the activities level and transformation level also. We have a better when you compare with the activities level. Transformation level functions are much more readable and much more understandable. Okay. And when you use this filter transformation, it takes a single input and gives a single output. It takes a single input and gives a single output. So when it is taking a single input and giving a single output, if at all, if any of the record is not satisfied your condition, then we cannot capture that. Okay, so if the requirement is not required to capture, then ultimately you can go with the filter transformation. Okay, so it allows a single input and single output. If the condition is not satisfied, we cannot capture that particular records. So this is about your filter transformation. Now I wanted to take you through practically how exactly it is going to be there. I have an employee in the data source that we already have it. And I have a target. I'm just giving an employee here. Don't think this is a employee, something like that. Okay, so this is a folder name. My target is always a folder name because I'm not going to specify the file name. Because we'll be having part files of it. Okay. Create a data flow to load that specific data. If you wanted to load a specific data, then I wanted to create a data flow for that requirement. So I have to load a specific data for my requirement. So create a data flow to load specific data from source to target. So here I'm going to take load employees who are working in the department number 10. I wanted to load the employee details, the persons who are working in the department number 10. So that is the condition. My source is same and my target is same. Okay, so since we are just started, I wanted to create again your data flow. Let me create a brand new data flow. Otherwise, I can reuse this. Okay, I can reuse it, but I don't want to go it right now. Let's go with the new data flow. df underscore filter. I'm just giving, you can give naming standard as per your requirement. Here, since we are talking about filter transformation, I'm just taking a filter here. So as usual, you need to have a source. The source is SRC employee. I can go with the dataset as it is already created. I can directly go for that. Go to the projection and import the projection. So make sure to have a right data types, and this is a short data type, and your commission is a double data type. You can also take a decimal for that. Let's close this. Now you can see the data here. And I wanted to add a transformation called filter transformation. You can see here, filter. Okay, so if you want to know about this filter transformation, for everywhere you can see there is a learn more. If you hit on this link, it is going to give the more details of this filter transformation. Just go through if you wanted to know about it. Okay, so more theoretical you can find. Okay, so understand the concept. If you want to explore more, you can go with various transformation. It's up to you. So incoming stream is what? Source employee. I have to write the expression here. Filter on. Expression builder we have. We already seen dynamic add dynamic content. At the activities level, that is known as a dynamic content. And here we are taking as a expression builder. There will be no much differences. Okay, so I'm just going to open expression builder. Expression builder is open. And if you want to know about expressions more in detail, then you can see there is a link here. Just hit on expression reference documentation. You can have all the functions. Okay, so many functions are available. Okay, so I'm going to cover few of them, and if you wanted to explore more on each and every function, you can go for that. It's all up to you. Okay, so that is how I used to go. If you wanted to explore any function, you can go to this particular place. And even if you miss any syntax of the function, you can directly get it from here. But if you want, you can go for this documentation also. This expression builder is having a place here. Okay, so this is expression surface. Okay, so I can say this is an expression surface where we can write the expressions. So in order to write the expression, I have all the operators right here. Arithmetic operators, comparison operators, collection operators, logical operators, all are there here. Okay, so this part I wanted to say operators I'm having. And I'm also having a column names. Okay, these are all the column names. Column names are coming from the input. And you can see these column names in the input schema, you can find it. I have a functions. Okay, so functions also we are going to use it. Okay, so we'll see how exactly it is going to be there. And in this particular case, my requirement is not to use any of the function. So I'm just going to show you here, you can say apps function. Okay, so bitwise operators, coalesce function, concatenate function, you can see. So it's not like you are going to use all of them for filters. Okay, so when you write an expression, you are going to use these functions. When you write the expressions, we are going to use these functions. Ends with equals. Equals function is also there, and you can also use the equal operator. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to take a department number. You can have a column names here, department number. This is equals to 10. If the department number equals to 10, then those records only is going to be filtered. If you want to test it, you can refresh here itself. So few of the records it will take to show you what are the records satisfied your condition and what are the records are not satisfied your condition. You can just scroll up this to have the space. So when there is a cross mark, your condition is not satisfied because this department number is 20. So whenever there is a tick mark, you can see here, when the condition is satisfied, it is going to say tick mark. If the condition is not satisfied, it is going to say false. So if you want to verify your expression, you can also see is that coming as expected or not. Just scroll it down. Let me hit on save and finish. Once you save and finish, it is going to get into the filter on this particular condition. Let's close this. Once you close this, it is going to have a data for only department number equals to 10, you can see. I'm just going to take a target, sync, employee. I'm just taking an inline, delimited, and take a link service. Go to settings, browse this, and you can also enter if you know the details, data files I'm having. Root container is data files, that means root folder, and folder is output. Inside the output, I'm going to say filter underscore employee, or let me say employee underscore 10. Okay, so filter underscore employee underscore 10, I'm just giving it. Let me keep like this. I'll take a different conditions also. Filter underscore employee I'm taking. And a first row as a header. And code characters I wanted to take no single character, no code characters. And mapping I'm not taking as it is same to same column names I'm taking. Let's close this. And for this we need to have a pipeline. Let's create a new pipeline. PL underscore filter. Let's take a data flow here and call your data flow called df underscore filter. Let's debug it. Another folder will be created for this requirement. Taking time. So don't take this much time. So not take this much time, it is taking like anything. Okay, now it is succeeded. Takes long time, that's fine. So here, if you go and see your target, you can have a filter underscore employee. And if you open the file, we can see the data. So we don't need to run as we're having less volume of data. You can directly validate the data here itself. Right? When you select the data flow, when you go to the data flow here, you can see the data here itself. When I select your filter transformation, it is going to display the data, what data you're getting. So I'm just going to show you few conditions here, irrespective of loading. Let's say if I wanted to get only depart number 10 and depart number 20. So I told you there is a two pipelines. This is logical OR operator. You can take a logical OR and take a same copy of this and paste it here, and you can say it is 20. Let's save and finish. Close this, and you can see the depart number 20 details also. In SQL Server, whatever the conditions we came across with where class, we can try all of them for practicing. Okay, and let me say I wanted to take only commission is null. Commission. We don't have a something like is null, something like this. Okay, we don't have it. Instead of that, we have a function is null. You can say here is null. If you see the example, it is saying here checks if the value is null. Each null of null is true. Each null of some blank is getting false, because when it is a null, it is going to say true, else it is going to say false. So we have a commission is null, so I'm just going to show you here. If I need only commission is null records, those records only can see here. The output of this is completely nulls. If I wanted to exclude the nulls, then we can use in front of this expression, I can say there is a somewhere it is none is here it is logical not. Just take this not and save and finish. You can use that not operator. Excluding commission is nulls is going to be excluded. Okay, it is not getting is because you have to keep that entire thing in the bracket. Keep that inside the bracket. Let's save and finish. Not blank. Commission should not have the blank. Let's replace this. What happened to my data? Now can see. Okay, so it is not getting nulls here. And if you wanted to get salary from 2000 to 3000, then that you know it already in SQL. Apart from this, you can also have a not function. There is a not function also you can use if you wanted to use it. So not operator or not function, both are same. And if you want to take a salary greater than or equal to 2000, logical AND operator, salary less than or equal to 3000. Let's save and finish and close this. Now you can see the salary between 2000 and 3000. If I need excluding that, then you can, you can just keep this entire thing in the bracket and you can use the not operator. Keep that entire thing in the bracket. In front of it, you can keep a not to exclude this range. I guess we have a between function also here. You can see a between. Between also is there if you wanted to keep the between. Value to check left one and right one. Okay, let me try with this between salary 2000, 3000. Let's save and finish. So it is having same records. Okay, so just for understanding, I'm just making this 1000 and this is going to be 2000. Let's close this. Now you can see 1000 and 2000. Okay, that is fine. So I wanted to give some few tasks here. Just try from your side. Okay. I wanted to give some exercise here. Just try from your side. Create a data flow to get employee details. If the employee name starts with yes, employee name ends with T, employee name starts with S and ends with T. Okay, so this 3 tasks to just try from your side. Okay, so next transformation is conditional split transformation. So conditional split transformation is also more or less same like your filter transformation. Okay, so there is no much differences. Conditional split transformation routes the data rows to different streams based on matching conditions. So this is one stream, right? This is input stream and output streams I have. This is one stream, this is one stream, and this is another stream. So the conditional split transformation routes the data rows to different streams on matching conditions. Based on matching conditions, it is going to route the data to different streams. That is what it is have. Single stream here and multiple streams here. So conditional split transformation takes single input and gives multiple outputs. So conditional split transformation is similar to case decision structure in the programming languages. So in SQL, we have a case statement. It is same to same that. The transformation evaluates expression. Basically, we are going to write an expression, right? It is going to evaluate that expression. Based on the result of this, it is going to direct the rows to a specified stream. So when you see practically how exactly it is going to be there, we are going to see. And if any of the condition is not satisfied, in filter transformation, if condition is not satisfied, we cannot capture those records. But whereas in conditional split transformation, if the condition is not satisfied by any of the record, those records we can capture by using default output. So by default, your conditional split transformation is going to have a default output. Okay, I have a requirement, right? I'm just going to take a employee.parquet file. Okay, so this time I'm going to show you how we can read data from the employee.parquet file. And department number 10 details I wanted to store in one destination. This is 20 here. And this is 30. So department 10 will go to one destination, department number 20 will go to another destination, department number 30 will go to another destination. So whatever the record is going to come here, it is going to check the expression. 3 expressions we required. First expression it is checking. If that is succeeded, then ultimately it is going to the department number 10. Okay, so these 3 conditions I'm going to write it here. Okay, so if this condition, if any of the record is not matching any of this condition, we can also capture by the default output if you want to capture. Or if you want to discard like your filter transformation, you can take out your default output. Let's go here to the data flow. Create a data flow, new data flow. df underscore conditional split. Let's add a source. Before that, I wanted to upload a file here. So I wanted to upload the file called employee.parquet file. It's uploaded. So this data is not readable, you can see, but Data Factory can understand it. Let's go to Data Factory. SRC employee, I'm just giving. So I'm not going for data set, I'm just taking an inline. If it is a CSV, since I already having a data set, I can reuse it. I don't want to create one more data set. Let's go with the inline. And I'm just going to say Parquet. When I search for Parquet, you can see the file type of this is Parquet. And link service, the same link service, we are going to take it and go to your options. In the options, you need to browse the file, data files, input folder, employee.parquet file, and just leave everything as is the default, whatever it is there. Let's go for projection. If you want to go for wildcard, you can also go for wildcard. Let's go for projection and import the schema. Now data types are perfectly coming. Okay, so there is no problem with the data flows. You can see this is an integer data type, Java string, your MJ is integer, and we don't have a feasibility to change the data type also because they're having a perfect data types. Okay, so let's close this. It's going to present the data here. You can see the data here, how data is coming. And I'm just going to take conditional split transformation. You can see here by default, there is a default output. If you want to capture it, you can capture, else you can just leave it. Okay, so I'm just going to say department number 10. Okay, so no underscores, no spaces are allowed for the streaming names. The condition here, I'm just going to write depart number equals to 10. Save and finish. Want to add a condition, you can add one more condition here. This is depart number 20. I'm just going to say copy and paste it here. Let's say it is a 20. The same way, I'm going to have one more condition I'm just going to add. This time it is going to be 30. Let's take this, copy and paste it here. I can say it is a 30. If any of these conditions are not satisfied, that will be captured by the default output. Not matching. You can take like this. Okay, so if you want to capture, otherwise you can remove it. If you want to remove it, you can take it out. Okay, so let it be as it is. I'm just going to close this now. You can see here. Department number 10 is going to have a one sync. Employee or 10 I'm saying. Let's take an inline. I'm just going to take a delimited I'm taking. Let's take a link service. Go to your settings. So here I'm just going to say output, data files. So here it is going to be output / employee underscore 10. Employee underscore 10 I'm taking, and code characters is no code characters, and first is a header. Let's close this. Okay, I don't have an option to create a copy and paste it. Okay, so I'm just going to do it again for 20. Let's go for sync. This time, employee 20 it is. Let's go for inline, delimited text. Let's go to the settings. No, link service first. Once this red color is done, then only can go to the settings. So data files, output. Inside output, I'm just going to say employee underscore 20. No code characters. And first as header. Let's close this and do it for 30 also. Let's say sync employee 30. Let's take a inline, a delimited text. Let's take a link service and go to your settings, data files, output slash employee underscore 30. So if you want to capture the no matching records, you can also keep that output for them also, if at all if you need. Employee not found. Basically department not found, that is fine. Let's go for a delimited. Let's take a link service. Go to your settings and data files, output, and let's keep the same employee not found. Let's close this. Now it is going to run the files. Okay, so if you want to run this, then we need to go for pipeline, right? Let's go and create a new pipeline. PL underscore conditional split. Let's take a data flow activity here. Call your data flow. And I'm just going to debug this. The output, I'm not having those folders. Let it run. Okay, it is completed. Let's refresh this. You can see employee 10 file will be here. And if we go for employee 20, employee 20 data is there. Did I give employee 30? What happened to my data flow? I think I have not given, oh my God, folder path I have not given. So in the data files, let's check in the data files. Yeah, so 2 files are created in the data files because I have not given a proper path. So 30 data is available here. So this is not matching data actually. It has to come inside that. Okay, so I can say employee underscore 30 is one folder. And here also I missed it. Unfortunately, it was missed. I have given it right. Employee underscore not found. Okay, so just cross verify when you're taking it. Okay, so like this we can provide the targets and we can do it. And I wanted to give one use case for practice for your side. So take the same Parquet file, you can take it. Okay, so same Parquet file or same CSV file you can take, because this years I don't think in Parquet file it is available. Let me check in the target. Not this one. Anyhow, I'm not going to be possible to read it. In Data Factory itself, we can see, because I'm not sure the dates under. Yeah, 23 is there. Okay, 23, 17, 19. Okay, go with this employee.csv file because I think as per this condition, you're not having the data. You just take this as a CSV. I'll save this file. Okay, CSV file and Parquet file I'm going to share with you. So if here is 2021, then I wanted to keep it in one destination. If here is 2022, then I want to keep it in another destination. And if here is, it is a higher date. If the employee is hired in the year of 2023, then I wanted to capture them into employee underscore 2023 folder. Okay, so try for doing this exercise also. Okay, so 2 transformations are completed. And in the next session, we are going to see 3 more transformations. So before stopping, I wanted to take a questions from your side. You can unmute and talk to me. Any question, guys?
Hi, Bhaskar. This is
Hi.
Venkat.
Yeah, Venkat.
Yeah, so coming to first that data flow debug, right? So as you see, for now we are using free subscription. So still it is chargeable?
Even free subscription also you'll be having amount, right? They will credit some amount.
How much amount?
I think it is 11,000 change around 11,000 Indian rupees.
11,000?
No, 17,200. $200, I guess, if it is dollars. Yeah. 16,900 something. Okay, so some amount, I'm not sure how much amount it is. Okay, so from that amount it will be deducted.
Okay, so while taking free subscription, the default amount will be deducted.
Yes, no need to pay if it is a free subscription.
Yeah, but coming to this data flow debug?
Even data flow also. If it is a paid subscription, then you need to stop it if you're stopping practice.
Yeah, so in free subscription we can use, right? Even if it is some by mistake, if we enable this
yes,
data
you
flow
can.
debug, that's not problem.
No problem.
Okay, but while taking paid subscription, once our practice complete, then we should
Yeah, yes.
move to
For example,
disabled.
for example, if you take me, I have a paid subscription.
Mm.
So what I used to do is, I used to close everything and I just leave it. For next 1 hour also, it is going to be charged if I don't stop it, because my data factory remains available. If I remove all the resources, then that is fine. If I wanted to
Okay.
keep this as it is, then better switching off it.
Okay, so if we switch off this, then still we will find out this data flows, huh?
Data flows will be there, will be available.
But
Only
it
thing
will
is,
not be
you're not,
chargeable.
you're not using the cluster.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you got my
and
point, right?
yeah, yes, I got you. Yeah, one more question. Actually,
Mhm.
I missed initial of this session, okay? So first of all, you have created that filter transformation, right? So in that filter
Yes.
transformation, in your source, you have given like SRC employee. Is that schema available in the file or?
The file is having the schema.
Oh, is okay, okay,
So
okay.
we imported the schema. In the data flow, there is an option in the projection. I imported the schema.
Okay, okay. I thought DB, but yeah, we don't have any DB connection.
No.
So that's why I think.
Basically, database is not recommended for the data flows.
Okay.
Always file system is recommended.
Okay. And also, I observe like we are generating output files, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that output file name is not like understandable.
No, basically we used to have in that format only. Okay, so I'll tell you later why it is.
Okay. Here I observed that there is another file is also getting loaded, like underscore success.
Yes. So basically what happens is, when you read the data from this particular area, from, let's say for example, I wanted to load the data from, for some other downstream system is trying to read the data from here. When it is trying to read the data, first it will check is file success is there or not. It's
Okay.
an internal mechanism. If this file is available, then your data copy is completed.
Okay.
Okay, it is a succeeded file. Okay, so
Okay.
that an internal mechanism, your cluster can understand this is a succeeded data, so we can take data from here.
Okay. In this case, if I want, see here employee underscore 10, right? So if there are another files available, if I want to take these files as input to another flow, how it will pick it up? Do we need
We
to
have
simply employee
I'll
underscore
show you
10?
that. I'll show you that. We have to point up to folder only. We should not point to file name.
Okay. Okay.
We should take up to folder. We are going
Okay.
to see. In project, you can get full clarity.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
And
here my intention is to talk about only transformations.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we are creating data flow, right? So for
Yes.
once we are done, then directly we are going to create a pipeline to execute this data flow. So
Yes.
is there in, I mean, so we are not going to validate anything
No,
in the data
validation
flow
is,
itself.
we can do values, right? When you see your data flow, you can see the
Like you
data
mean to
here.
say like a preview, if you get any preview data, it means it is validated.
It's validating. You can cross verify if the data is getting correctly or not. It is not
Okay.
displaying now because it is on off mode.
Okay. If there are any errors, how we can identify? I mean,
You have to validate it. You have to take few records. Let's say for example, I have taken some condition. Okay, so year 2021 I'm saying. Okay. Is that you have to take few records and check it. You need to cross verify.
yeah, that
Okay.
I got it. If there is any validation errors in the data flow, it will not be successful, right? I mean, we are not going to create a
Definitely.
pipeline.
It is going to be failed. First of all,
Okay.
this is not going to allow you.
Yes,
It
yeah,
will
that's
say
right.
error is there.
Yeah.
So that will be there. It is succeeded, but still there is some issue means you have to debug. What is the reason? Okay, so why data is
Okay.
not coming?
Okay. So
So
in
that will be
future, if you want to schedule this data flow means like we need to create a pipeline and there we should take this data
Yeah.
flow and there we should configure this.
Yes. We schedule only pipelines, not data flows.
But we are But we triggered
Because-
pipeline, right? Pipeline pointed out to data flow.
That's what we cannot directly run the data flow. Okay, so to run the data flow, you need to have a pipeline like this.
Yeah, so this is going, but these are the configurations we should do, right? We should create a
Yes,
data
yes.
flow and we should create a pipeline
Yes,
pointing out to data flow.
yes.
Then this data flow we should schedule.
Pipelines again.
Sorry. Yeah, this
Yeah.
pipeline we should schedule.
Yes,
And why it is taking too much time? We only for 8 records.
because it is a cluster. We have taken only small cluster.
Okay.
When you go here, we have a different. Depends on
Okay.
your. Since it is my paid subscription, so I went for only the default.
Yes, charge. Yeah, due to cost.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think that conditional split is looking like the similar router transformation in Informatica.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, I'm
free
clear.
system, we can take more than small, huh?
Can you repeat again your question?
Just now we saw smaller and compute one.
Mm-hmm.
Can we use more smaller in
No.
free system?
No.
That also
No. This is the default. Okay, so
This is
small,
also-
medium, large. But if you need to more than this large, then you can go for custom.
Then it would be chargeable. Right?
Yeah, definitely. More chargeable. Hello. Yes, please tell me. Kiran?
Hello, hi Bhaskar, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing
Like,
good.
I have one doubt regarding it charge based on like how much we use or based on hours, like how many hours we used,
Definitely,
this
it will
data
be based on our usage.
it's only on the it's only based on our usage, like
Yes.
how much amount of data we use, like that.
So we have to identify, but basically we cannot categorize. Depends on how much you have used. But service-wise, we
but
can say
Like in database, like in Azure SQL, like that, like we have like per monthly basis, right? I'm asking like that, like it's an hourly basis or like.
you can say that those and all is not going to be possible. Okay, so you can try. Some calculators will be there from the Data Factory pricing. You can specify
Okay.
from which location you are taking. This is estimated cost. Okay, so you can see here for data movement activity, how much price they're taking. Okay, so depends on this, you can take it. Okay, so you can select what are the things that you require. Let's say my region is Central India.
Okay.
Okay, so currency is, you can take INS and per hour. See, orchestration, Azure integration runtime, it is. So pipeline activity, they're going to give like this. Okay. General purpose, memory optimized. So this role is not required to know about it. Okay. So administrators, they will take care about it. We don't need to know. But overall cost is something like this, they have given it. Data movement activity is 20 rupees per hour, and pipeline activity and external pipeline activity is something like this, they're having it. If it is a self-hosted, then the price will be little different, you can see. If it is Azure to Azure, then price will be less when you compare with self-hosted.
Okay. Then
Okay.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
I forwarded my resume to you and I got a reply back from you, right?
I'll give free sample profiles. Go through them because even to prepare the profile, it takes some time. So I cannot prepare for an individual.
I hope that projects in that I mentioned in projects I only mentioned more about ADF. I was not deepen into the like Databricks or Azure Synapse. So
That's what I'm saying. You have to keep Azure Data Engineering related responsibilities.
Okay, and like
Okay,
while
they are
applying
missing.
to the jobs, what I need to do? Like, you have any suggestions from your end? Like, what I am doing is based upon the skills which are there on the job description. Just I'm adding in the skill section, but I'm not modifying any description. Like, is that enough, or I need to modify the description too?
Description too need to modify. That should be more on data engineering, but your profile is not having
Like,
more on data engineering.
but we don't know, right? Like, but we don't have much experience on the projects and all. Like, we don't know how
That's
to
what,
put in the
whatever you
description.
practiced here. Let's say you created a pipeline to move data from one area to another area, right? So that is one of the responsibility. Okay, so I'll take you through those details. Okay, so it may take next 10 to 15 days. So then I'll explain about how we can talk about your profile. Whatever we have done the practice, those comes under as a responsibilities. So we don't think that real time is different. So real time maybe data may be different. We don't talk about data in the profile, right? We talk about what you have done.
Responsibilities there.
Responsibilities are important.
And data flow means how the your project flow they are asking. So
Exactly.
interviewer says
Definitely, they will ask. When I explain about the project data flow,
yes,
practical, I'll show you. So that will help you.
yes. We are waiting for that.
Yeah. So you need to wait for 3 more days to get more details. Okay. So if you want to see, I'll give you some profiles I took from the Naukri. I mean to say live profiles. You can take them, and you have to identify when you read that responsibility. If you feel that is for me, then you can take a copy and paste in your profile. If you want now. Or if you want to wait for some time, then I'll talk about how we can prepare a profile.
Yeah.
Please take one session, sir, after.
Yeah, that's what. After the project, at the end of the sessions, I'm going to take it, so that you can talk about your profile. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bhaskar, one just a clarification.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's Venkat. See, we are creating data sets and inline, right? I see employee file we have used many times, but that's why we created as data set. And coming to in one pipeline, we have created inline, but the file is same, but the format
No,
is
not
different.
file,
So
not
that's why,
file. Yes, you're right.
yeah,
Format
the
is
Parquet, yeah, we have used different format, not Parquet. So that's why we have created an inline. We are going to use only one time.
Yes.
Okay,
True.
yeah, got. Yeah, that's all.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have one question, sir.
Yeah.
Can you explain those types, sir? You mentioned like data set, inline, and one more is there caching.
I'll talk about it. So
Then
to
after-
hold the data in the cache for some time, we are going to use that. Like if you wanted to reuse the data in the different places, then we can cache it.
If you use data set, if I use data
Yes,
set,
not is data set. Data set is different. Cache is different. Okay. Cache is going to store within the RAM.
memory.
Yeah. I'll give an example so that you'll get some idea.
Data set and inline, data set used for multiple times, and inline used for, it will be stored in Azure, or how it is like, it will store in permanently or one time.
Which one? Inline you're saying? Inline is mostly one time.
Okay.
Mostly one time. One time means if you're not using frequently, then not recommended to create a data set. Simple.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, then I'm stopping here, and we'll see you tomorrow about rest of the transformations. Thank you for joining.